the bridge for negotiations and talks in order to resolve what is no doubt a very ugly impasse. In the studio right now, I'm joined by Juma Kiria, a reporter with Nation Media Group, and Derek Wandera, also a reporter with Nation Media Group, to quickly bring us up to speed with the how and the why of the ban or blackout that Nation Media is currently facing in Parliament. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Chris.
Morning. First questions first. When something like this happens, I would suppose that communication is very clear on how journalists ought to work, especially under the Uganda Parliamentary Press Association. I do not know whether UPPA has spoken to Nation Media Group about concerns expressed by Parliament on the way work is done. Juma.
Yeah, well, I think the day we were blocked from Parliament, I think that was on Monday. Later in the evening of that day, the president of UPPA, Sam Ibanda Mugabe, didn't issue a statement. I don't want to call it a statement because it was like a communication to members of UPPA, telling them that colleagues of his from NMG had reached out to him, telling him about what had happened. And so he said he was away in some training and he would engage the leadership of Parliament. But he says it is very important during this time that there is communication between or amongst the parties that are affected. And so that is it. The only statement that I've seen issued from associations or bodies that bring together journalists, I saw a statement from Uganda Journalists Association, but I think that is outside because UPPA is more involved in parliamentary activities because they can be consulted on issues of accreditation, issues affecting journalists at Parliament, so they are directly into the running affairs of reporters at Parliament. I've seen people talking about could be issues of accreditation that are bringing about this. I don't want to say that could be issues of accreditation because journalists that cover Parliament are accredited every year, and as I speak, that accreditation is still running. Right now, they're in the process of renewing the accreditation that I believe will be starting in January this year. And so the recent tags that journalists that are covering Parliament are still running, and I think until December 31st. And so I don't want to believe that it's issues
an issue of accreditation.
No, it isn't.
Okay. Derek Wandera, very quickly, what should happen in the event of a recall for journalists not to cover? Because I believe, or rather see this as an arbitrary decision taken. A recall must be clear. The Director of Corporate Communications, Chris Obore, should be able to communicate and say so and so shouldn't be allowed, and the reason stated clearly.
We are in a state of so many things that are happening. We are in the middle of an election period.
That is right.
Where journalism is very key to just not the state, but also to the communities that we live in. In my own view, I think it's to the advantage of those that have the powers. It is to their advantage that they allow journalism to thrive. In a state where you, as the biggest media house in the country, is not allowed to go anywhere close to the president, and then it's not allowed also to go anywhere close to Parliament. Those are two big arms of government. And if journalism is not allowed to go there, it tells a lot about the kind of democracy that's in the country at the moment. Be it as it may, that there is this flowery bit of saying that the elections are a portrayal of a democracy. There is so many nitty-gritties that come with an election, there's so many nitty-gritties that come with a democratic process, and one of them, and very key, is the freedom of press, the freedom of expression. And if that dies, then it's so much telling about what is being hidden underneath what they are calling an election. If we are in the middle of an election and we cannot access the biggest powerhouses in the country as a media house, the people who wield power need to be questioned. And it's important that this impasse is solved forthwith, because it even portrays us as a country puts us in a very bad spot. That the biggest media house in the country cannot cover parliament, cannot cover, that's executive and legislative arms of government. If we do not have access to those, then what kind of democracy are we preaching? What kind of election is happening? What's happening is parliamentary and presidential. Now we can't access the parliament, we can't access the president, and yet we are the biggest media house. It's so telling about our democracy, and the people that wield power need to come back to their senses and address this as soon as possible. As soon as possible.
Very quickly, wrap this up for us, Juma. I want to ask a question that many people out there would want to know. What did you do wrong? Or what do you think you did wrong?
Well, I can't tell you what we did wrong, specifically for Parliament, because we've been kept in the dark. We don't know what is happening. We don't know. Nobody gives you a reason as to why we were locked out. The spokesperson of Parliament, Chris Obore, when we contacted him, he said he got communication from security telling him that these are security issues. I wonder why security issues are only affecting...
Are you guys carrying guns?
I don't know. I wonder why they're only affecting NMG journalists. Because some were saying they were implementing the directive of the president, stopping us from covering events. I won't call them national events. But yesterday, if you saw a tweet from Farouk Chirunda, one of the press secretaries of the president, he said the president stopped us as an individual from covering him, but he never stopped us from covering other government agencies. And so you're wondering who is playing who.
All right, I'm afraid we are
just one. You look at the statement of Farouk Chirunda. He points out one of the stories that we did in the Daily Monitor when I think farmers went to visit President Museveni at Chisozi, and they said the 1 acre model is actually a sham, and it's a state of killing the messenger. That these people have actually said that we do not understand this, it doesn't work for us in our context that the president is putting. And we are just saying, these people have said this is their expression. And you say, now we have banned you. It is a matter of killing. Yes, it's a matter of killing the messenger, which shouldn't be.
All right, Derek Wandera and Juma Kiria, many thanks for coming by. I know this is an ongoing development, and I hope that a resolution can be reached as soon as possible to allow for information and, of course, news to come through for the public, as it is the duty of us journalists and indeed Nation Media Group. We thank you for your support. We thank you for the prayers that you are saying for Nation Media Group. We hope it doesn't come to the worst.